Alright guys, back here with another deck by far, and this time we have my boy Tim from Shimron's Lair, my good teammate from California. I don't get to see these guys too often, so I want to show off his pan deck. He played a rogue deck in the regionals. He did very well until, was it round 5?
4 or 5.
And he ended up getting a couple draws and it set him back from beginning his invite. He got 45th out of 200. So in the top 32 got their invite. He'll get his invite in, is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks in LA.
Okay, we'll see if he does better there, but we'll go ahead and get into it.
Sure. I played Pan, and she's a really strong leader for the most part. On her front side, she has consistent draw power. You summon a battle card, 15,000, you get it 5,000 on the summon, the first battle card that you summon, and if it becomes 20,000 or more, you draw a card, once per turn. And then same thing on her other side, if she flips over, same exact effect. And then you get the normal draw when you declare an attack. Pretty standard. And then for my list, I played 4 of the 1-drop trunks. It's really good to either self-awaken you, like when you get down to 5, a lot of people like to stall you, so you take your last life and awaken, or you can evolve in a chain attack for cheap, so I try to max out on it. I played 1 of the 2-drop trunks. When you summon it, it can be 20k, so I draw a card. It has critical effects, so it's really good when I need to pressure with critical effects, but I needed space, so I didn't play more than that. It's also a 5k combo, which I don't like to go heavier on the 10ks, so it fits in the deck. I played 4 Handy Girus. They're your super combo of the deck. When you combo, you draw a card. If you're at 4 or less life. Played 3 Kabas. These guys, when you summon them, you get 5k from Pan, so they become 20, and they get 5k when they swing because your leader is red. So they're a 25k beater that your opponent cannot activate counter, which is really important in this format since everyone's running topos, all kinds of negates and everything like that to stop attacks. So if you summon this and you want it to go through, it's guaranteed. And then it can also attack ready battle cards, so there's not too many things that are ready that have more than 25k, so you can pretty much run over anything.
Pretty much.
Played 1 burst attack. You can summon this out with chain attack, and if your hand is 4 or less, you draw 2 cards. It also has critical strike. If you summon it by itself, then it becomes 20k, and it's really strong as well.
I'd play more of these if you had more?
Yeah, if I had more, I'd play maybe 1 more instead of a Kaba, so then I'd play 2 and 2.
Makes sense. Need versatile cards.
Played 4 Fearless Pans. It gives everything on your field that's red, 5,000 and double strike. So it's also a blocker, which is really important in this format.
And is barrier. And
barrier. It cannot be removed. So it will sit there until your opponent either attacks it directly or you block, or you combo or attack with it or whatever. But there's a lot of times when you're sitting at 5 life or higher, you can't awaken, but you really want to put pressure on the board. So when I was at 3 energy or 4, I would summon this, knowing that I can block with it as well. I'd make my leader 15k because I gave it 5k, and then I'd swing with my leader and try and pressure that way, 15k double strike. Played 2 Legic. In this format, blockers are probably one of your strongest things. So if you're going second and your opponent wants to summon a 1-drop or whatever and just to save energy for the next turn, then you can just drop this for free, and then Pan will give it 5k, become 20, and draw a card to replace itself. And then you have a free blocker. 4 Double Strike Vegetas. These guys are your bread and butter of the deck for the most part.
Literally an MVP.
When you combo, it's 1 for 10. It comes on the board, and now you have Pan will give it 5k on your opponent's turn. So it doesn't say whether it's your turn or your opponent's turn. It's once per turn.
And you draw a card.
Yep. And so you draw a card to replace itself. And then if they want to remove it, they have to swing into a 20k. Played 3 Unbreakables. They're a pseudo combo of the deck. There was a couple times when I would actually summon it, and I'd get 5k from Pan, and it has a barrier so they can't remove it. So I'd summon it, give it 5k, draw a card, pass my turn, and then on their turn, I'd combo with to draw another card.
Not bad.
I played 1 Jiren. I had it higher, but I cut it a little bit for the format. This is good on anything that has a lot of defense, so like Bergamos and stuff like that. You don't have a whole lot of high attackers, so you summon Jiren, Pan gives it 5k, it becomes 25, and then you swing at a Bergamo, which will give itself 5k on the auto, so it becomes 25, but you're swinging with Jiren's effect, so you get 35. And now your opponent has to combo 10 just to save it, or you can even combo even higher just to guarantee that it dies. And then after that, once you attack a battle card, you can swing at their leader for 25.
It's really good.
Played 4 hits. This is probably one of the strongest cards, let alone in this deck in the format. Ripping cards out of your opponent's hands is detrimental, especially after like a chain attack or something like that, when you're chain Zeno. When your opponent gets low on cards, you just rip 2 super combos or something out of their hand and pretty much go for game because it's a double striker. Played 4 chain attack. This goes right into Zeno, resets the board state, or it can bring out a Fearless Pan, or any other 3 drops like the Gohan earlier, or 2-drop Trunks, or anything like that. And it can just add a bunch of pressure real quick. You can also attack ready battle cards, so it helps keep the board clear. I played 3 Zeno. I was playing 2 for a while. I didn't see it enough. 3 actually was more or less the right number. Every now and then I would have 2 in hand, but I'd charge 1 if I needed. And but it was always there when I needed it. I was never wishing that I could find it since I was playing 3. And now we get into a little bit spicier cards. This is actually a recommendation from my local teammate, basically. He created it, and he came up with the idea and the ratios, and they work phenomenal against SS3. It is 3 of these Gokus here.
Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, they are more recent cards from this past set, and what they do is when you get to 5 energy, you summon it, just normal summon it, and it will get 5k from Pan, so it'll become a 30k. It will give 5k to itself, so it becomes a 35k, and then it will also
Yes, it has deflect.
Yeah, it has deflect, so your opponent can't crush your bullet or cold bloodlust. And when it comes out, you reset 1 energy, and you draw a card for it.
It's Gotenks.
Yeah. So at 5, you reset 1 energy, and it will be 35k. So then, with your 1 energy up, then you summon, evolve it in a triple flash. So for 5 energy, you get a triple flash on the board that is 40k because of Pan's ability and itself.
Without combination.
Yep. And you draw 2 more cards when this comes out. Now it can't be negated. So you swing for triple strike on your opponent that they can't use negates on.
They can't do nothing better.
So for board removal, since Pan is actually lacking in board removal, I played 2 Fu. And it really gets rid of the Bergamos and things like that are hard to deal with, that your deck just doesn't really have removal for. And it's also a 1 energy, so it's another cheap summon that I can draw a card from. And then I played 4 of these red negates.
This card's amazing in the format.
Yeah, it's a 1 negate. It gives you 5k permanent for the turn. So it's another bean, essentially.
Only if your leader is a Saiyan. Red Saiyan.
Red Saiyan, which Pan is as well. And so there's a lot of times when you get swarmed by your opponent's Rudagon, summons, all their 1-drops and everything like that. They're taking life, swinging at you for 15k. You put this on your leader, and now you go up to 20k for the turn. So they have to combo over to get over you.
And you can use more than 1, so
right.
It'll be 25k just like Bean.
And then for the side, I decided to swap in a more defensive build against all the Rudagons that were trying to rush me down. The mono red just wasn't enough, so having beans and negate coercion and stuff like that is really important in the format. So I would side in 4 Wiz's Coercion, so that way I can constantly negate or reset energy. There's a lot of times when I would end my turn with one energy open, a blue open, and I would have both the Wiz Explosion and Unending Awakening in my hand. So I would play the blue negate first, tap the blue, reset the red, and then play the red negate and give myself 5k for the turn. So then I also played Untap Engine with Senzu Beans, 4 Senzu Beans, and at times if I felt like I needed more blue, then I would side in one Yajirobe, a Revenge blocker. Otherwise, the other cards that I would side in, for the most part, this is all for basically for Uragaan Engine, since they try to rush me down so much, is these Girus.
Free blocker.
They're free blocker if you have a pan in your leader area or battle area. So since I do, I can summon these guys for free, and all my opponents that were summoning their 1-drops and swinging with Kabas and Trunks, they would have to activate their auto first and choose to take life. And so if I had a blocker out, after they take their life, I just block, and they just took their life for free and helped me out a little bit. So then I played
closer to Xeno.
Right. Then I played 1 extra board removal in case I really needed it, and I played
for Bergamo.
Right, for Bergamos, and then 2 extra Jiren in case I run up into an ape matchup or something like that, and I can just run into their apes with high pressure cards.
Thanks for deck profile again, and this deck profile will be posted on channelslayer.com. Please check it out, and we'll see Tim next time. Deuces.